My name is Matthew Wofford. I'm the Member of Parliament for Hendon, and I'm also Chairman of the All-Party Group for Iranian Freedom. As many of you know, we have these regular events not only to update, but also to provide information of what's occurring within the region and issues that we would like not only the United Kingdom government to take, but also other governments around the world. So today, we particularly want to focus upon countering the IRGC and its destabilising activities within the region.
Very much for taking me first. I'm one of a number who has to go on to urgent other meetings. What we've just seen is an illustration of something I spend a great deal of my private business time dealing with, which is government corruption around the world. I've looked at many governments which have become corrupt states, but I can't think of one more corrupt. There may be some that are equally corrupt, but I can't think of one more corrupt than the state of Iran as a result of the overwhelming stake that the IRGC holds on the Iranian economy. It's shocking, it's unlawful, and we have to do something about it. I remain as concerned as ever I was, and I've said this many times at meetings like this, about the decoupling of the nuclear issue from human rights. I now am very concerned about the decoupling of business issues from human rights. Those of us in this room who follow issues in Iran know that the human rights situation is now at a desperately low ebb in Iran.
Today, as we're sitting here, or standing here speaking, is that not only is human rights abuse taking place on an industrial scale in Iran itself, but the economic power and from that flowing the training of destabilization throughout the Middle East, flowing from Iran, is very real indeed. It's happening now. And that
discussion today is a very important one. And there's no doubt, certainly in my mind, that the IRGC has been a very malign influence in the region, not only destabilizing the country of Iran, but also leaving a huge legacy of destruction and a loss of life within the Middle East region. As Jim Shannon said, earlier this year, I secured a debate upon Iran's influence in the Middle East. And during that debate, we were able to discuss how disruptions have occurred in countries including Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, and Iran, and indeed Yemen. As I said then, the people of Iran are a fine collective with a huge history in the region. But the modern day Iran, ruled by the mullahs, is a theocratic regime based upon the principle of law of the Islamic jurists. The Iranian people are the prime victims of these people. They use their wealth and they use their resources to finance the IRGC and brutally crush down on domestic and popular demonstrations, persecuting dissidents, arresting human rights activists, and indeed dual nationality citizens, such as Nazaddeen Ratcliffe.
And that is why it is so important that we all persist and insist that our governments listen to us, that they listen to our plea, that we speak on the behalf of millions of people who do not have the voice outside of their country. And those people who are here from Iran, my brothers and sisters, that are here and have been fighting this cause.
This is a very strong cross-party support for the major concerns regarding Iran. As we all know, Iran has always been the center of peace and tranquility and science for centuries. Iran has been one of the main ancient countries, as we all know, but unfortunately under the rule of this fanatic, brutal mullah's dictatorship, it has become the epicenter of terrorism, expansion of fundamentalism, cruelty and brutality, and meddling in the affairs of other countries, aggressive efforts to acquire nuclear weapons, because the mullahs are very weak inside Iran and they are very vulnerable, so they want to obtain a nuclear device, first of all, to cling into power in Iran. The actual fact is that the IRGC has never been a part of Iran's classic army. The IRGC was created by the founder of this Islamic theocratic dictatorship, Khomeini, to preserve the mullahs' religious dictatorship in power. Its role has been absolutely horrendous inside Iran because it has been repressing millions of Iranians, and it has been behind tens of thousands of executions. 120,000 people have been executed. Human rights defenders, members and supporters of Iran's main opposition movement, the PMOI, have been executed. And the overwhelming majority of them have been executed by the IRGC commanders. So this force is like an octopus, which has stretched its tentacles to all over the Middle East, the Islamic world, and these days even to European countries, and with their intercontinental ballistic missiles, they are threatening the Western democracies. So this is why the role of IRGC is so destructive.